Breeders' Cup Future Stars Friday. It's our juvenile update for Saturday, July 19th. This is where we take our weekly look on Saturdays at the most recent two-year-old impressive winners. We highlight some of the maiden special weight races. We take a look at some of the early stakes races for the two-year-olds coming up. And we had some nice winners this last week, our second week of the juvenile season. Make sure to check out last Saturday's video to take a look at the Sanford winner, Obliteration. But this week we're going to talk about Curtain Call, a second-time starter that won, Cy Fair mowing the lawn at Saratoga, Dazzle D'Oro, a winner at Churchill Downs, Spa Prospector winning at Saratoga, Malice for Todd Pletcher, and Glory Me also picking up the win for at Ellis Park. But let's take a look at the race replays brought to you by RaceOracle.AI. They're bringing you the juvenile coverage all the way through the Breeders' Cup and also Saratoga and Del Mar action. We've already got previews up of the CCA Oaks and the Haskell Stakes this week. We go to Saratoga. It is Curtain Call making his second start of his career. First time out, he had lost to an impressive winner. He goes to the Spa. He's by Tis the Law. Curtain Call kind of being near the pace the whole time, and then explodes down the lane, picks up a nice win. Again, a lot of times two-year-olds can improve dramatically in that second start once they have a little bit of race experience. Curtain Call, now a winner, and he can start to look at some of the two-year-old juvenile stakes races. Cy Fair was another winner, this one on the turf at Saratoga, picking up the win, exploding down the lane, again with grass racing, with two-year-olds. You want to be a little bit more forwardly placed, but these horses, again, a lot of times can improve, and they'll show a strong kick down the lane, and Cy Fair picking up that win on the turf. We're going to come back and look at some more maiden winners right after this from RaceOracle.AI.
The future of horse racing is here, and it's powered by AI. Meet RaceOracle.AI, the first platform built to outsmart the odds with machine intelligence that processes millions of data points and performance variables. Trained on over 600,000 races and learning from every race it sees, the Race Oracle model evolves constantly to give you sharper picks and smarter bets. With real-time Kelly bet calculations and a user-friendly interface, Race Oracle finds the best value in every race. RaceOracle.AI, the edge you've been waiting for.
The maidens continue. We go to Churchill Downs. Dazzle D'Oro put on a display. Churchill Downs picking up the win, a maiden special weight race. Now, early indications show that Dazzle D'Oro may be pointing for the Saratoga Special, according to Daily Racing Form. Of course, this was a nice win at Churchill Downs. Gives them some options. Saratoga Special. You've also got the Hopeful Stakes. And then you can maybe possibly go back to Keeneland for the Breeders' Futurity at Keeneland opening weekend. Now, Spa Prospector, go back to Saratoga. The sire is Authentic. The trainer is Tom Amos. This one picked up the win in a tough race. You know, there was 3-4 horses kind of being bet in this race, but Spa Prospector with that race experience picking up the win and now giving her some options for that next race. Spa Prospector, a win at Saratoga. One of the more impressive winners may have been Glory Me. This one was at Ellis Park. Now, this was another race where there was 3-4 horses being bet. Glory Me goes off under 3-1. The sire is Gun Runner, and Glory Me, first time out, picks up the win. What I like about this win was it kind of just rated, made a move going into the turn, and it looked like they were kind of just giving it an education, picked up that win down the lane. Glory Me, possibility of either going to Saratoga, waiting for Churchill Downs for the September meet, or Keeneland for October. Glory Me, a winner at Ellis Park. Now, another winner is Malice, Todd Pletcher, second start, Saratoga. Of course, Todd Pletcher started off a little bit slow at Saratoga. He always does well with the two-year-olds. Picks up a nice win, lightly raced. This is another one that could improve quickly, getting that start in the second lifetime start, picking up that win for Malice for trainer Todd Pletcher. So that's a look at some of the winners, most recently at Ellis Park, Saratoga, This week, Del Mar kicks off. We'll probably have some Del Mar runners to take a look at next week. We've got some more Ellis Park horses and some maiden races lined up at Saratoga. Now, Ragozin coming out with their 2-year-old figure of the week. The first one of the year was last week, Obliteration. Of course, Obliteration running a 12. Again, the lower the number, the better. But what I like to highlight here is some of the different trip notes on these horses. And you'll notice to see how the pattern as the numbers start to get lower. But Obliteration breaking a maiden and then winning the Sanford Stakes for Obliteration and trainer Steve Asmussen. Now, the second 2-year-old figure of the week for Ragozin goes to Sci-Fair. This one, of course, we already highlighted and spotlighted on the Saratoga turf. 2-year-old figure of the week for this week is Sci-Fair, winning at Saratoga on the turf. And those are the first 2-year-old Ragozin turf figs of the week as we highlight those and spotlight those here on our Breeders' Cup Juvenile coverage as we get ready for Future Stars Friday. The stakes race is starting to line up. Saratoga Special coming up next week. Then we've got the Adirondack for fillies, Ellis Park Juvenile and Debutante on 8/10. And then we've got the Spinaway and the Hopeful. The nominations are out for the Del Mar Debutante and the Del Mar Futurity. We'll start to see some of those 2-year-old winners at Del Mar coming out here in the next week. Race previews, we've got the Haskell Stakes preview already up, the Vanderbilt. Next week we have coverage of the Jim Dandy, the Travers, the Whitney, the Test Stakes, the West Virginia Derby, and the Pacific Classic. Our race previews brought to you by RaceOracle.AI. Make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. What did you think of this week's winners? Who are some of the 2-year-olds that you're watching? Any notes to consider on the 2-year-old juvenile freshman sires? Give me a note in the comment to take a look at that. Remember, the Breeders' Cup Prospectus comes out in November. Be notified first when that comes out. Sign up for the link in the description. All the stats you need, race figures, race pars, trainer stats, and more statistical information for the Breeders' Cup. That is coming out later on this year. RaceOracle.AI bringing you our juvenile coverage all the way through the Breeders' Cup, and also our Saratoga and Del Mar previews. Make sure to check out their website. And remember what D. Wayne Lucas always said, people have opinions, horses have the facts.